Welcome to the third and final section of Binance Academy's dApps Deep Dive course. We'll provide a detailed overview of decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. We will cover what they are, their mechanics, the process of creating a DAO, and their practical applications and limitations over 4 modules. DAOs are networks of stakeholders unified by a shared objective, governed by rules encoded in smart contracts. This might sound a bit abstract, so let's delve into its history to clarify the concept. So, who came up with DAOs? While discussions on decentralized organizations trace back to academic research back during the 1960s, the specific term decentralized autonomous organization made its debut in the 1990s, appearing in research that focused on certain technological systems and social phenomena. The current understanding of DAOs as blockchain-based entities came to light some years after Bitcoin's inception. Early on, the crypto community brainstormed over the idea of decentralized autonomous corporations, or DACs, in online forums. Decentralized autonomous corporations concentrated on utilizing tokenized shares for dividends distribution to shareholders, primarily concerning corporate governance. Over time, DAO emerged as the preferred term, resonating more broadly with discussions on decentralized governance within the crypto sphere. In 2013, Ethereum's co-founder, Vitalik Buterin, wrote a post delineating decentralized, autonomous corporations as a subset of DAOs. Since then, DAO has stood as the go-to term when discussing the topic of decentralized governance. Let's look at some examples of DAOs. One of the earliest DAOs to be established had a straightforward name, the DAO. Launched by several Ethereum community enthusiasts in May 2016, the DAO functioned as a community-driven venture capital fund. It wasn't incorporated, lacked a physical location, and had no formal executives. Instead, it existed purely as a suite of smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain, with its open-source code available for public review. The operation of the DAO was envisioned as follows. Potential investors could buy the DAO token using Ether simply by interfacing with its smart contract. Those in possession of the DAO tokens then had the privilege of voting on investment opportunities, determining which projects the DAO would support. A volunteer committee reviewed these proposals before presenting them for a vote. Any ensuing profits from these investments would be distributed to the DAO token owners. Much of this process occurs on-chain, ensuring maximum transparency. While the DAO sought to revolutionize the approach to managing venture funds, it unfortunately didn't succeed. After a major security breach, the DAO had to be disbanded. It's essential to acknowledge that, like other aspects of the crypto space, DAOs are still evolving concepts. Their trajectory is shaped by regulatory frameworks, lessons from past failures, and potential future refinements. Another example is MakerDAO, established on the Ethereum platform in 2014. Holders of MakerDAO's governance token, MKR, oversee the Maker protocol through collective voting and polling. The Maker protocol is the force behind the stablecoin DAI. With MakerDAO, MKR token holders have a say on pivotal matters, such as stability fees, the types of collateral, and their associated rates, all aimed at ensuring the smooth functioning of the Maker protocol. These examples should offer some insight into the transformative potential of DAOs on organizational models. The DAO space has indeed seen remarkable growth. By 2021, DAO treasuries held around $16 billion. And by June 2022, the number of DAOs had mushroomed to approximately 6,000. However, it's worth noting that regulatory landscapes are in flux, with legal responsibilities for DAO token holders undergoing substantial shifts in numerous regions. So, what are the different types of DAOs out there? A popular method to categorize DAOs is by their primary use or application. Some common categories include investment, protocol, grant, collector, social, and identity. For instance, the DAO that we discussed earlier falls under the investment DAO category, which facilitates pooling of capital with the management of funds being collectively overseen by its members. On the other hand, MakerDAO exemplifies a protocol DAO, primarily overseeing the governance of a particular blockchain protocol. Grant DAOs and collector DAOs function somewhat like investment DAOs, but with distinct purposes. Grant DAOs disperse the pooled funds as grants, while collector DAOs utilize them to acquire art. Speaking of collector DAOs, a noteworthy example is Constitution DAO. This DAO was established in 2021 with the goal of placing a bid in a Sotheby's auction to procure one of the 13 extant original copies of the U.S. Constitution. The initiative garnered substantial interest, with over 17,000 individuals contributing a cumulative $47 million to Constitution DAO's cause. However, despite their best efforts, they were outbid, and subsequently, the funds were returned to the contributors. One point that merits strong emphasis is that DAOs remain experimental and are in a state of swift evolution. There's no universal agreement on numerous DAO-related facets. For example, should a DAO operate with full autonomy and automation, or might human oversight be warranted? And is it essential for DAOs to be completely decentralized, or could some measure of centralization be permissible? While these discussions are bound to persist, as of 2023, there are certain foundational attributes commonly accepted within the community. The primary purpose of DAOs is to facilitate online self-coordination and governance among individuals. DAOs operate based on rules encoded in self-executing, autonomous smart contracts that reside on the blockchain. The governance of DAOs should be immune to central interference. Finally, DAOs inherently adopt blockchain's inherent features, including transparency, cryptographic security, privacy, and decentralization. In the next module, we will delve deeper into the inner working mechanisms of DAOs and how DAO voting works.